Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Bonding Over Food. Today we're making something that everyone loves, and that is pizza. We will be making our pizza from scratch, which means we'll also be making the pizza dough ourselves. So without much ado, let's get into it. Here's my lovely husband making us delicious pizzas. To start with, we'll take about 270 ml of milk in a cup, and please make sure that it is at room temperature. And then put about 1 teaspoon sugar in it to activate the yeast, and then we add about 1 teaspoon yeast and then give it all a good mix. Cover it and keep it for about 15-20 minutes until the dry yeast activates. Once that's done, we start making our pizza dough. For the dough we need flour. We are using Tipo00 pizza flour, which is the best flour for pizza due to the fineness of the grains. And it is perfect for the pizza because the fine grains create a delicate and fluffy crust. But if you can't find this specific pizza flour, you can also use the regular flour that is available to you. We also need the yeast and milk mixture and an egg. If you are a vegan or vegetarian and do not want to put an egg in the dough, feel free to skip this step. It's not important to put in an egg, but I just do it because it makes the dough softer and fluffier. Once we have all our ingredients, we start with the process of making our dough. We need about 500 grams of flour. Here we are weighing the dough, which is approximately 500 grams. Put a teaspoon of salt in the flour and give it a stir. We add the egg and the yeast mixture and give it all a good mix. And don't worry if your dough is a little sticky. Just keep adding a little bit of flour until you get the right consistency. We'll now use our hands to knead the dough. There are different kinds of kneading techniques. Whichever you choose, just make sure that in the end, the dough is not very tight. Here you see my husband using this technique that we call the left and right technique, where you use one hand to move the dough on your right side, and with the other hand you take the dough to the left side. Keep doing that for about 10-15 minutes or until your dough is fluffy. Once your dough is done, tuck it in and put a little bit of olive oil on it. Now we'll keep our dough back in the bowl to let it proof. Cover your bowl with a wet cloth and let it sit for around 3 to 4 hours. It is best to keep your dough in a warm, damp space for the dough to rise. And this is how it looks like after a few hours, all proofed up. Take out the dough from the bowl and knead it a little bit more. We will now make small balls of our dough. It is important to make the dough in a way that you capture the bubbles or gluten created in this way. We will keep aside and let it rest for 30 minutes to an hour. Once the balls are made, cover them with a damp cloth so that the dough does not lose its moisture. In the meantime, preheat your oven at 300 degrees Celsius. And now let's start preparing our pizzas. Take out one of the dough balls and start spreading it by using your fingers in the middle. Ensure you leave a few centimeters at the bottom, and when you work your way up, leave a few centimeters at the top. Do not flatten the entire pizza and leave a thick crust for that Neapolitan style pizza. You could also go ahead and use a rolling pin if that is easier for you, but that takes out the air from the dough and you will not have enough bubbles in your dough once it's cooked. Keep adding more flour as required so that the dough does not stick to the bottom. We are now flattening our pizza a little more. You can stretch out your dough until you get the desired size. And now it's time to put the tomato sauce on. I'm using a homemade tomato sauce that we like to put on our pizzas. Please let me know in the comments if you would like me to put another video on how to make this sauce. After the sauce, we will put some grated mozzarella cheese on top. You might have noticed that this dough ball was the smallest because this pizza is for my son. He only likes margherita pizza with no veggies, a typical 4-year-old, I must say. Top your pizza with some basil leaves, and now it's time to put your pizza in the oven. We're using a pizza peel to transfer the pizza to the oven. Add flour on the pizza peel so that the pizza doesn't stick to it, and then slide it through. We're using a pizza stone so that we get that stone-baked pizza crust. It's not a proper Italian wood-fired oven, but it works really well for home ovens. You can also bake the pizza on the usual oven base. You just need to keep it for a bit longer. And this is the moment of truth. And look at that pizza. I'm now showing you some other toppings that you can put on your pizza. Here we are making a half and half pizza. And on one half of the pizza, we're putting some pepperoni. And on the other half, we're putting some peppers, jalapenos, and some olives. We are also adding fresh mozzarella on top of the pizza to add that pleasant chewiness to the bite. Pizza is so versatile and you can have as many toppings as you like. It can be a veggie pizza or a chicken pizza or whatever you love. And here is our beautiful pizza. Use a pizza cutter to cut your pizza into pieces and enjoy it with your friends and family. I like to eat my pizza with garlic mayo, which enhances the flavor so much. You should definitely try it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you liked it, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Bonding Over Food, and hit that bell icon to be updated for my new videos. I'll see you in my next one. Adios.